Hey guys, welcome to episode 8 of the GretchYo Show. The GretchYo Show is a comedy open mic. If you don't know what an open mic is, it's the only place that comedians can test out new material and old stuff as well. It's an anything goes mic, as you'll see from my set, so buckle up. Comedians, you have 7 minutes. You have 7 minutes. I'll light you at 6. You don't have to use all 7 minutes, but they're there for you. And then the set that I like the most over, and it can't be mine, wins $20. So yeah, let's see. I think that's it. So I'll just go ahead and get started. There's all of our comedians. What's up?
What's up?
Oh yeah, remember to like and subscribe and turn on the GretchYo notifications. I mean, I can just pop up every day. Okay, I'll go ahead and get started. Comedians, I know you've heard some of these, so my apologies. So I feel like I'm dealing with some seasonal depression. Real quick, is it still seasonal if it happens every season? Yeah. Okay. I think it's due to a couple different things like aging. I actually turned 32 on Sunday, which was really fun.
Sorry.
What'd you say?
I clapped for your birthday.
Oh, no, that's fine. I made it this far. Yay. Thank fucking God. But anyway, aging is bullshit, right? Like one day I'm not feeling any of the repercussions of my actions, and the next I've got hail damage on my ass. I don't know when that happened. I'm like getting in trouble for using the FedEx scale at work, and it's like, I know it can't hold anything over 80 pounds, but don't I look like I'm 80 pounds? I can't hang anymore. I've turned into the person who's more likely to order a pizza at 3 a.m. than cocaine. And I feel way worse about the pizza. And then I get constipated because of the cheese on the pizza, and the only thing that fixes that is cocaine. So you see this cycle that I'm on, you know. But it's okay. I do really well on coke. Seriously. Keeps me alert, keeps me skinny, keeps me shitting. You get it. And I'm not addicted to it. I just really like the way it smells. And I'm super clean about it. Like, I see people doing coke with money, and I think that is disgusting, right? Like, you'd never walk into a strip club and be like, I want to do something off the floor of this place. No. Pro tip, I use a tampon applicator. And it's like, some people are weird about it, but it's like, whatever. I only used it once. I think some of my depression stems from certain personality traits that I just hate about myself. Like, I'm kind of turning into this crazy cat lady. Like, I've got a bunch of dead cats around my apartment. I hate cats. I like have this real inability to make decisions. Or do I have an inability to make decisions? I don't know. Anyway, dating depresses me. I like have this goal this year that I want to make someone fall in love with me. Mostly because there's just something about walking away. But also because I'm ready. Like, I got out of a bad relationship. I don't know. Fundamentally, we were just off, right? Like, I didn't like kissing him. He had this stabby tongue kiss that was just kind of like, I don't know. I found out late in the game that he wears girls' deodorant. And it's like, are you gay? Are you weak? Are you cheating on me? Like, what is it? He'd say things like funner all the time. I don't know. He was all the way around annoying. Like the night that we broke up, he was banging on my door all night until I let him out. But it's okay. I'm over it. I'm getting back on that dating horse. I'm like pretty much this modern day Cinderella, but instead of trying on shoes, I'm trying on dicks. And it's seriously, it's like some are too big and some are too small and some are kind of weird. But you know what? I have faith that my glass dick is out there. I know. And when I meet him, it'll be great. People will be like, how'd you know? And I'll be like, he slipped right in. But until then, I'm just dating, which has been interesting. I recently got asked out by this guy, super hot. I was really excited, but I did a little research, and it turns out that he's a pedophile. Which, I mean, talk about a compliment, right? It's not like I condone what he does, but it's nice to know the Botox works, so.
Oh. Damn it.
I've learned a lot. You know, good life lessons like men are like linoleum. You lay them right the first time and you can walk on them forever.
Oh, wow.
Dating has been adventurous, to say the least. I recently got chlamydia for the second time. Let's talk about a clapback.
Clapback.
I know. And it was actually a very anxiety-filled experience for me because I had to tell like 5 different guys that I may have infected them. But it ended up being a really empowering experience because all 5 guys still want to fuck me. Men are dogs, but I love a rescue, so it works out. Online dating, I've got like a love-hate relationship with that. Like on the one hand, it's the ultimate way to feed my narcissism, right? Like this thumb has swiped miles. But I don't know if that really outweighs the cons. Like on the one hand, I think that nobody really looks like their pictures. Like I went out with this guy, he was super hot in his pictures and he was very attractive in person. It's just that his eyes were just like a little too close together, which is fine. It's just that every time he thought about something, instead of being like, he'd be like, And I felt like if that ever happened during sex, it would fuck me up. So I also feel like guys lie about their height. Like, you know, I'm 5'10". I'm going to know if you're 5'7". But it's not that I have an issue with dating guys that are shorter than me. I've definitely tried. It's just that when we hook up, our legs do this thing that's like his foot's on my shin. I don't know. It feels like a kid's trying to climb me and fuck me, and I can't get into it. So, but really, the biggest issue is like me feeling disposable, right? Like another option is a swipe away, and I get it. That's the name of the game. But it pisses me off when someone doesn't bring like their best to a first date, right? Like I had this guy be like, "Hey, where do you want to go out to eat?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Let's go someplace where they make the food in front of me." And then he took me to Subway. And then later that night, when I actually wanted a foot long, he couldn't give me 6 inches. So I know. And I get it. Sex isn't everything. I have already accepted that no one's going to get me off like my Clarisonic brush. But you know what? It would be nice to find Mr. Right. But until then, I'm just taking a ton of Plan B. Seriously, I'll stop by on my way to brunch, wash that shit down with mimosas, and regret like an adult. Have any of you guys ever bought Plan B?
I have.
Okay, we got one gentleman in there. One gentleman on the lineup. All right.
Yeah.
Well, for everyone else, that shit is expensive. Like to the point that I went to my pharmacist and I was like, "Yo, you got like a family pack or like an anti-family pack?" And it turns out he didn't. He just handed me a bunch of old hangers.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm going to work on. Thank you guys for sitting through that. I know you guys have heard that set like a zillion times. Well, anyway, we've got a lot of great comedians on here. Let's see. On deck, we have George Red Speaks. So you'll be up next. But actually, who's up right now is someone who's very funny. He's always at my mics. He actually runs my mics. Wrong person. It's the beach. He actually runs my mics when I'm not there. Let's give it up for the very funny Jake Recoon.
Yeah.
It's the beach. Come on, we're adults. You can call me a bitch.
Yeah.
Hello out there, world, and comedians here. I'm Jake Recoon. Fun fact about me, my birthday is April 1st. And if you ask my parents, that makes way too much sense. You know, but being born April 1st, you might think I'm immune to April Fool's Day pranks, and that's not true whatsoever. Like for my 19th birthday, my girlfriend at the time, she came into the room playing birthday sex on her phone, and I like got all excited, like started to take my pants down. She goes, "Ha, April Fool's," and then goes to sleep and starts snoring like within 30 seconds. I was like, I got ripped off. Like it's the one day a year when the biggest joke is like the reminder of how terrible my sex life is. Like had that same girlfriend came home and been like, "Hey, I'm pregnant," I would have said, "Who's the dad?" Because definitely not me. That hasn't happened anytime soon. Yeah, and the thing, my parents, you know, it's not even my love life. My parents have a fun time with it too. Like every birthday from 16 on, they always said the same joke: "When are you moving out? When are you moving out?" And at age 21, they stopped saying April Fools at the end of it. So that was not so fun. But you know, it's crazy. Every time I try to Google like historical events, because you know everyone's like, this historical event happened on my birthday. Every time I try to Google stuff that happened on April 1st, it turns out to be not true because it's just like an April Fool's Day article. So it's really difficult. But I did learn one thing that did happen on April 1st historically. In 1933, April 1st is the day the Germans decided they were going to boycott Jewish businesses. And had they come back April 2nd and said, "Ha, just kidding, it's a prank," this joke wouldn't be so awkward. Yeah, so that was a thing. Yeah, so I was born on April 1st, and I grew up in Buffalo, New York. In Texas, people call that basically Canada. And it's pretty close to Canada. But Canada's crazy, let me tell you. Like, hockey's the national sport of Canada. And like that totally makes sense. Like who wouldn't want to spend 2 minutes in a box if their stick's up too high, you know? It's like only me. But it's crazy. Like 60 minutes of action with a chance for more and a shootout at the end. That's intense. Like in America, a lot of people just skip right to the shootout, and you know it doesn't go so well there. Yeah, that was a mass shooting joke. Yeah, but it's crazy. Like, hockey's the national language of Canada. Like, if you're going out to a bar to try and pick up Canadian girls, you gotta know the lingo. Like, they need to know that you want to hit it from behind, you want to spend time in the box, and they need to know you got the high stick going for you. And you know, after they put you in their little box, they're gonna eject you. You can't like that. And that's just all you have to know. And the other important thing is, big thing in hockey and with Canadian girls too, is just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. It's a very important detail to remember. You know, the King of Canada himself said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." And for anyone who's unfamiliar with that quote, that was said by Wayne Gretzky, the greatest hockey player of all time. Although had Wayne Gretzky taken one less shot in his career, he wouldn't have accidentally had his second daughter. And for anyone unfamiliar with the Gretzky family, Wayne Gretzky has two daughters. One of them is 34, one of them is 15. And never have I ever met a family where the kids are more than 10 years apart, and one of them was not an accident. So, because Wayne should have taken one less shot in his career. Yeah, but that's crazy. Let's talk about porn real quick, because that's what I've been doing for 3 months in quarantine. Yeah, Dominique likes it. He's getting pumped. Yeah, so we have a lot of guys here. Well, 4, 5. All guys know that masturbating is about 30 minutes, and 25 of that is finding the right video. Right? I see some nods. Like for me, it has to have a good storyline. There's only one hole that gets me going in porn and keeps me energized, and that's plot holes. You know. It just has to have a good storyline and a nice climax. Yeah, but I'll give you some examples. You know, I'm browsing the porn websites, and it's like, girl goes to doctor's office for checkup. I'm like, that sounds innocent. And she's in there. He's got the thing on her boob, and he's like, "Ooh, your heart rate's increasing," and the stethoscope's like not even in his ears. Like, what kind of doctor are you? You must be like the dentist from The Hangover. No, you're not a real doctor, you know. So, Yeah, so that video was obviously fake, so I had to go to the next one. And it's a Amish girl takes it from behind. It sounds simple enough, innocent enough, you know. And Amish girl takes off her clothes, and she has pierced nipples and tattoos. And I don't know if we have any Amish people here in this Zoom call or listening at home, but that is not allowed in the Amish religion. This video is obviously a fake, so I had to continue my search, and I finally found the right one. You know, the Holy Grail: siblings fuck when mom's not home. Yeah, and then I got all the way through, and then it went to the end credits, and they didn't have the same last name.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, they obviously weren't real siblings. Yeah, so, you know, I finally broke quarantine. You know, coronavirus is going on. I finally broke quarantine. Being outside felt great. I didn't catch the virus, but I did catch an STD, which kind of makes me wish I caught the virus. And the worst part of the whole thing was it was from a girl who told me she was a virgin. You know, can't trust these girls, man. You know, I went from celebrating being the first man to plant my flag in that moon to calling her and being like, hey, you should schedule a doctor's appointment. That's like being in NASCAR and crossing the finish line and seeing the checkered flag and being like, I won. And then you look up at the scoreboard and you're like 17 laps behind.
Oh.
That must have helped me. You know, and it's crazy because I had a clean slate before that, you know, so. I broke quarantine to have my clean slate ruined by a Latina girl with a fat ass.
Well, hey, at least it was a pretty Latina girl with a fat ass, right?
That it was. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm Recoon. Thank you guys so much.
Great job.
Yeah.
Great job. All right, so the next, all right, Marena, you're on deck. Your next comedian produces shows all over DFW. He's one of the hardest workers out there. Let's give it up for the very funny George Red Speaks.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?
Hey.
Oh man, speaking of Latina fat asses, you know, he don't look like it, but JD Poe has a big ass. I mean, you know, he says he's from El Paso, and I believe him, but Jesus Christ, if you ever got a handful of that ass, oh,
One would be so lucky.
Cliff ass.
And then you kind of get like both, you get mixed feelings because you're like, I know it's a Latina ass, right? Because it's JD Poe, but you look white, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? I got two favorite things I love. Anyway, all right, so check it out. Check it out. All right. Look, listen, I just got out of prison, man. I got out of prison March 25th. Can I get some love?
Woo! That's awesome.
Don't celebrate. I'm a criminal. No, but I just got out, and you know, it's crazy. How do you go from being locked up to the whole world being on lockdown? Could you imagine my experience? You know, yeah, and it's just like last time I was talking about, you know, as soon as they opened up 50%, I invited my cousins over because I ain't seen them in a long time. And immediately the cops show up. Someone called. They were like, y'all got to shut this thing down. I was like, why? Well, you know, you can't have 75 Mexicans running around. And I'm like, oh, so y'all said we can open up 50%. He said, yeah, but not 75 Mexicans. I said, that's 50% of my cousins right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, all the rioting and all this craziness that's going on right now, you know, it's kind of like I got out during the end times, like Revelations, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a little emotional about it. I'm not going to lie. I called my pastor, and my pastor was like, George, it really doesn't matter what you do. You're a criminal. You just got out of prison. You're going to hell, you know? So that's what I'm living with right now, you know? And it's crazy being in prison, right? Because look, when you see me, don't run or nothing. I didn't go in because I don't steal or hurt people. You know, I went in for a white collar crime, you know? I robbed a priest.
Yeah.
Or no, what really happened is that I got too many DWIs, right, over a long course of time. And so there I am in prison. I'm watching TV. Cadillac, I don't know if y'all seen this. Cadillac got this new feature, right? It's hands-free. So basically you press a button and the car drives itself. Have y'all seen this?
I'm not.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it drives by itself, right? And the steering and all that shit, right? And I'm watching this. And I'm like, well, God damn it. If I would have had this fucking car,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in here right now, you know? And then I started thinking, you know, because that's all you can do in prison. And I was just like, well, shit, you know, could you imagine if I did have that car? How would that play out? Police officer walks up to the car, you know, and he's just like, sir, can you roll down your window? You know, and they always say window. They don't ever say window. And I'm like, because they always correct me on my language. And I'm like, yes, sir, I can roll down my window, you know? And then what does he see? He sees me slurring and he sees a six-pack right next to me. And he's like, sir, have you been drinking and driving? And I'm just like, no, officer, I've been drinking. The car's been driving, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what does he say? He's just like, well, sir, it's still illegal. You know, you can't have your keys in the ignition and still be drinking and driving. That's still a DWI, right? And I'm just like, hold on, officer, hold on. This is a $60,000 vehicle. It's a push start, right? And, you know, for Mexicans, we have to brag when we have this push start because back in the day, we used to have to push the car to start that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. It was crazy, man, because you do so much reading in there. You know, I just got smarter, you know, and but stupid at the same time because I was reading that these big tech companies, like in Silicon Valley, are starting to experiment with drugs with their employees to spark creativity. LSD and acid. Have y'all heard of this? Right? It's called microdosing.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
microdosing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like...
Big fan.
It's like... Yeah, big fan. Like, what's your dealer's name? And so they're microdosing with LSD and not enough to get you high, just enough to spark creativity. And I'm thinking, I just got out of prison. I'm gonna get out here and get me a job and violate my damn parole my first day, you know? And then what, do they tell you that they're giving you this or are they just dumping it in the coffee, you know? And what happens if I drink too much coffee, you know? I'm just, you know, it's just gonna hit me out of nowhere, just like, poof. You know, walking back to my cubicle, seeing rainbows shooting out of laptops, post-it notes singing Kumbaya with pencils and paper clips, you know? And then your supervisor's like, George, are you okay? And I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm great. Are you okay? Because your face is melting, you know? And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. You know, I've been in the entertainment business a while now, right? I started when I was younger. For y'all that don't know me, I started my first professional job. I started at the #1 radio station for hip hop and R&B, K104. Have y'all heard of K104?
Yes.
Yeah, I got hired on, and my brother got hired on first. His name was G Spook as DJ on display, and then he got me a job. And so this is an all-black radio station. We're like the only Mexicans there, but he went on as DJ on display, so he's like famous. I'm thinking I'm gonna be famous too, right? And then my first day, they call me. They're like, George, can you come in about 3 hours earlier? I'm like, yeah, sure. What do you need? You need me to do some voiceovers, some rundowns? They're like, no. We just need someone to cut the grass. And I'm like, damn, because I'm Mexican?
Yeah.
You know? And then they're like, yeah, actually, can you fix the sheetrock in the break room?
Oh, my God.
And I'm looking at them. I'm like, really? Is there anything else, master? You know, they're just like, well, actually, if you have some extra time, Cat Daddy needs an oil change. I'm like,
oh,
damn.
my God.
Oh, man, it was crazy. No, but they were nice, though. Real talk, you know, I think because we were the only Hispanics, mainly me, you know, they went out of their way to be nice to me, you know? And I really wish they hadn't. Like, for instance, for lunch, they'd bring everyone back Whataburger, like burgers and fries. You know what they brought me back? Tacos and salsa, you know? Another time, you know, they went and got fried chicken and waffles. You know what they brought me back? A burrito and 2 churros.
Oh.
And I'm like, because I'm Mexican, I'm supposed to love this churros. And they're looking at me. They're like, "Wait, George, come on, hold on. Why are you upset? Why are you mad? You know you like those churros." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I do love these churros. They're amazing." Man, and so, my brother was DJ on display, so I thought I was going to be the same. I didn't know I was going to be cleaning the display, and, they would walk in and they'd smell. George, it actually smells very good in here. Are you using Fabuloso? I said, Fabuloso? Again? Really? And they're like, well, are you? I'm like, well, yes, I'm using Fabuloso. And it's so weird because when someone calls you out on your stereotype and they're right, it just makes you even more angry. You know what I'm saying? But how much time I got? I'm so good.
You're pretty much up.
Already. So that's my time, guys. I appreciate y'all for having me out.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right, on deck we've got James Amster. So you'll be up next. But your next comedian, she's very funny. I had her on she always comes to my mics, and she did my Destination Unknown show last year. Let's give it up for the very funny Marena Riyad.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me. It's my first mic online.
Good.
I've been experiencing some weird shit in quarantine. All of my life, I literally thought my dad just wanted me to get a job until we got unemployment checks. And I still get the phone call saying, why don't you get a job? I'm like, I'm literally getting paid to do nothing. Everyone is getting fired, and he's like, got a job before this, a salary job. You would still have a job during quarantine. I'm like, dude, I don't think you know how this shit works. Everyone is getting fired, and I'm getting paid to literally do nothing. I love him, but he literally makes no goddamn sense in the restaurant. And he calls me every night on the clock. You guys may be familiar with hoe o'clock. I'm not out being a hoe, but sometimes he still needs to call me and check up on me. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I used to say my other joke, I'm like, oh, I'm at home doing laundry and dishes. Thank you, quarantine. That's literally what I fucking do every day now.
Yeah.
I think God is punishing me. I'm like, no, I'm literally fucking doing laundry and dishes. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? Partying? I wish. But he calls me. He's like, don't go anywhere. I'm like, there's nowhere to fucking go. Everywhere is closed. And it's ridiculous because he's like, wear masks. Like, you need to be protected. Right? Fresh on. He asked him, I said, do you wear a mask? He says, no, what do I need it for? I'm like, you're fucking on the deathbed. It's Arab mentality. I grew up with a huge family. I'm like the eldest of 6 children now. I lost the count of one. That happens. And when I went back to visit them throughout this quarantine thing, and it's just something hit me that was so odd. My brother, he's like a year younger than me, but when we were growing up, he was the, how do you say this lightly? He's the engineer in the family. And the reason that he was the engineer was because he did shit that nobody else wanted to do, or they're just too lazy to do. He was the first person to use an Xbox or get on a computer in the 90s, okay? And that qualified him to be an engineer. Like, I don't know how you guys do it in your households, but for me, I'm just, anything batteries in it or like it like that needs charging, I just pretend like I'm too dumb to know how to fucking deal with it. So like my brother going, I'm like the TV, if I can't find the remote control, God bless. But if I have it and like there, there's like 4 remote controls, right? And like the TV's not turning on and I'm just too dumb to look at the name on the fucking remote control and associate with the right product, I just yell his name and he comes over here and he's just like, he always just does the same shit. He just picks up the remote and just presses a button. And he just changes. And I'm like, when I was younger, I looked at him and I was like, oh my God, you're fucking brilliant. Like, that's how lazy I was, right? I was like, he changed the batteries. Clearly the engineer in the family, because you need to have an engineer if you're Middle Eastern, okay? the reason all this came up was because my brother is what we call a deadbeat in my family. I'm the most successful one, so thank you very much. But when I went back home throughout quarantine, somehow he became a stockbroker. I was like, you live with my parents. I have my own apartment. I do my own shit. I would literally run a business, but I get zero credit and get told to go get a job. And this guy he has all the time in the world, and he just was like, oh, what if, the stock market crashes and you just buy everything for cheap? And now my parents literally give him thousands of dollars to invest in the fucking stock market that he didn't even go to school for it. I just fucking amazing. Like the credit that men get in our communities, like just for doing random shit. I was like, I could have changed the batteries. I could have been the engineer. I wouldn't, no one would have given me the credit, but whatever. So yeah, I've given him $3,000 so far, so hopefully he doesn't fuck me over, but he has not answered for the past 3 weeks. So,
no.
Okay. Listen, investing in the right people. Yeah, I've been doing that thing. I've just been cooking this entire time throughout quarantine. And I've just been cooking a lot of like Indian cuisine because anybody here cook Indian cuisine at all, or like Bengali or anything like that?
I wish I could.
The main ingredient besides the 30 actual spices that you need is time. If you have 4 to 5 hours to kill in your day, you can make a fucking biryani. Okay, that's how fucking long it takes. I've been trying to cook it, and I'm like, I just realized after looking at all these recipes, I'm like, these bitches had nothing else to do that day. They're just giving. They're like, every 15 minutes, go back and fucking stir the pot. I'm like, where's the pot going? Why am I needing to do this? And it's because they have nothing else to fucking do. And I thought about it. I was like, imagine when, like, the British went to the right India, whenever they eventually made it there, left because they needed spices. I'm going to, give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that they had at least salt and pepper where they came from. Imagine you go from eating salt and pepper to go to India, and there's like one recipe is 30 ingredients. I've counted this shit. Okay, half of them you can't spell. Can't fucking spell this shit. But you go there and you see the thing, like 30 ingredients, and only 2 of them are actual carbs or vegetables. Solid 18 are pure spices. Can you imagine like their mind being literally blown from salt and pepper? I'm just saying. I get it now. Oh my God. I downloaded this app. It's called Facts of the Day, or like Fun Facts. It's so entertaining. I learned that a wife can commit murder, but the husband would have to be like responsible for it if he's just near her. I think it's like I'm gonna say Tulsa, Oklahoma, because let's be honest, everything else up. We can just blame it on them. If it's not them, it's Ohio. But I was like, God, can you imagine the hoes marrying these men? They're like, I'm gonna get away with murder. All I have to do is make sure he's 5 feet away. Brilliant. Because I'm sure the police are like, what, you can't control your woman? Like, that's my only explanation for that. Like, get your girl. This was your fault. Like, we taught you better. We taught you domestic abuse. You should know better than this. I also learned that female ferrets, they die when they're in heat and they can't find a mate.
Oh.
Thank God I'm not a female ferret. No. Let's be happy that we're not ferrets, because we would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah. Real talk.
All the times in my life I've been in heat with no mate, and what a way to die that is. If you're a woman, like, can you imagine explaining this shit? Like the fucking ad in the newspaper is like, oh, how did she die? Oh, she was in heat and she couldn't get dick, so she got to go.
Yum.
Yeah. I just thought that shit was like, this is the most ridiculous shit I've seen in my life. Nature just really taking us out one at a time.
Nature's metal.
Fuck nature, man. I was watching Daylight with my brother. It was like, like the Lorena Bobbitt, the girl that chopped the guy's dick off. He totally deserved it. I would have done the same thing. We were watching, and my brother kept saying, there's all these like red flags. How did she just keep going back to him? I still don't know the answer to that, but all I learned is the fact that like you cannot watch Dateline and come out with people in your life. That's not a fucking option. Because all you start doing is just seeing red flags and shit. Like somebody orders like a hot coffee, okay, and it's boiling hot outside. I'm like, he's a fucking murderer. That's the only, like you just start seeing red flags that don't even exist, right? Like you just, and that's why I think I have no people in my life, but I'm alive. So like that's, you know, pros and cons.
Absolutely.
It's so fucking weird. Yeah. How much time do I have?
You're just out, actually.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
No problem. You guys are doing a good job stopping right on time. So, all right. On deck, we have JD Poe. But your next comedian, he's very funny. I say this every single time. He's the funniest person on Facebook. I share all of his shit. Oh, you got your camera working. Hell yeah. Hey, look at that. You smoking too. Let's give it up for the very funny James Amster.
Yeah, I realize that I have a fucking supercomputer in my hand, and if my laptop isn't working, then I'm a fucking idiot if I can't fix this. I was like, seriously. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. So yeah, I am smoking. I'm fucking in quarantine, bored, like a lot of you, unemployed. As Jake said, sexually frustrated. Very sexual. I mean, it's one of those things. I actually, before quarantine, I hooked up with this girl, and it was funny because I was more into her than she was into me. And she was like, and this is I'm not making any of this shit up. She looked right at me and she said, you know, I don't think this is going to work out long term, but I think you're going to become obsessed with me. So my plan is to just fuck you, and then that way you'll get over me. And I was like, that's a great plan. I was like, you should plan cities. Like, you should be a goddamn civil engineer. You have great plans. And I was like, wow. I was like, I was into you, but like, I don't think I'm obsessed. Like, you can't be as good as the last 4 girls that came along. Come on now. So obsessed is a little much. I ended up going on a date after that, and it was a girl I met on Facebook, and I showed up and I realized she was trans. And I didn't know how to feel about that. I was like, wow, I was really into this person until I realized that she was born a man. Like, am I transphobic? What do we do? So I was just like, well, we're just going to hang out. We'll go with the flow, whatever happens. And as the night progressed, you know, we ended up back in my house, and it was obvious something was going to happen. But I didn't want to fuck her in you know, because it used to be a dick. And I was like, well, that's just docking. I was like, I live in Oak Lawn. I can just dock whenever. I could walk outside and hold my dick out and dock. So I ended up fucking her in the ass, and it just felt like any other man's ass. I tell you what. You know? Oh shit! I saw. I'm friends with this girl on Facebook who. She's really into body modification, and she's a gorgeous girl to begin with. She's had a lot of enhancements, and she looks really good, and she has a lot of tattoos and piercings. And she posted a picture of her plastic surgery bill for like $9,000, and the procedure they did was they cut her extra roast beef, you know, they cut it off, and she posted a picture of the bill next to a picture of the severed, you know, lips. And I was like, I didn't know what to do about that. I was like, holy shit, is this porn? I was like, should I report this to Facebook? Gretchen, do you think that's porn?
I kind of do. Maybe.
Well, then, I don't feel bad for masturbating to it then.
You shouldn't.
It's porn now, because I jerked off to it.
That's a great question.
I know, right? That is the question. There is no definition legally for porn. And like, I mean, I love sex. Like, it's weird though when you first grow a beard, is because like you're like, man, this chick needs to fucking shave her pussy, and then you're like, oh wait, no, it's me. I need to shave. I think it's weird I think it's weird. Jake's fucking nodding. He knows what the fuck I'm talking about here.
Oh my gosh.
Not so sexually frustrated he is, apparently. I think it's weird when guys call each other pussy, like as a like slang for weak. Cause I'm like, man, Betty White once said it real well, that pussy can take a beating, but like also too, a pussy birthed every single one of us. Like that's the ultimate power, right? You can create life and nurture it and give it. But the real reason I think is like, have you seen what dudes will do for pussy? Like you can't say that's weak. And it's me, I'm dudes. Like anything. Like what do you want? Just please. Bang, that's all. I read on the internet that a guy in Malawi had sex with a goat. Malawi's a shithole town in like southwest Africa. It's by Ghana, in case you didn't know, because I sure as fuck didn't. It's like the Arkansas of Africa, but I think there's a lot of places like Arkansas in Africa, but that's colonialism's fault. Anyways, so this guy was arrested for raping a goat, which I thought was strange just because I was like, why would they spend money in the court to prosecute someone for raping a goat? Like, does the goat have rights there? Do they care? Like, isn't just being branded a goat fucker for the rest of your life good enough? Like, if you just like, everybody knows you were publicly charged with fucking a goat. I think that's punishment enough. But they actually took him to court, and the guy had the fucking... I thought it was ridiculous, but then I thought about it, and I was like, this is the smartest defense ever. He claimed it was consensual. He literally pulled the, like, did you see what that whore is wearing? Like, he pulled that shit with a goat. With a fucking goat. Like, but... him saying it was consensual is like legally a really smart strategy, because what the fuck are they going to do? Put the goat on the stand?
Yeah.
Like, were they going to get Jim Brewer as Goat Boy, like, come in there and fucking translate and shit? Come on. I was like, it's fucking great. I was like, oh, I did see a picture of the goat, though, and she was wearing skin-tight wool. The bitch was definitely asking for it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I saw a guy the other day. He had a neck tattoo. It said, only God can judge me. And I was like, well, that's not fucking true. I'm judging you right now for having that neck tattoo. I'm not against neck tattoos, but I mean, like, what if you go to court? Is that going to be your defense? Like, oh, only God can judge me. And the judge is going to be like, no, motherfucker, I am judging you right now. I mean, like, it should be like, only God should judge me. Only God may judge me. Like, we need to rephrase that whole fucking tattoo, because I see it a lot, and I think it's fucking stupid every time. But
it is
getting back to it's fucking stupid, right? Anyways, getting back to sex, I think I always think it's funny because, like, if you ever hook up with a new person, like, a lot of times the girl will be like, I can't believe I'm doing this, and it's like, bitch, you're doing it like a fucking pro. So, like, I think we can both believe you're doing it. Like,
yeah.
Don't play fucking coy, It's like, you're fucking sucking my dick and licking my balls simultaneously. I can believe you're doing it. It is possible. Gene Simmons could do it to you. I just put that picture in all your fucking hands. It's a terrible, it's a fucking terrible thing. Oh, shit. That's about all I got today.
All right. Great job.
Thank you.
I know girls really do that. Like, oh my God, I've never been here before. Sure, bitch.
Sure.
Okay, on deck, you've got Dominique Thomas. But your next comedian, he's very funny. I always love having him at my events. Let's give it up for the very funny JD Poe.
Thank you so much for having me, Gretch.
Of course.
I love doing these mics. We look like a really diverse, slow-moving startup, like a weird venture capital company that has to Zoom calls. And boss and is like, well, did you hit your quota, JD? And I have to be like, no, Gretch, I didn't hit my quota. There's a pandemic.
Tisk.
Get you next week. I promise. The quota's coming. Quota's going to happen. Coffees for closers. Oh, my God. what's going down. George mentioned going to hell. I know for a fact I'm going to hell. I'm actually kind of excited about it. I think hell's going to be more fun. It's going to be a party. It's going to have hotter girls, harder drugs. It's going to be like really lit. It's not going to be that snooze fest that heaven's going to be. It's going to be boring as shit. I know for sure hell's going to be way better decorated.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a gay joke.
Yeah, I know.
Gonna be fabulous. All right. Man, it got hot. Didn't it get hot again? Holy hell, I hate this weather. I hate this weather. It's so damn hot. I'm sweating like a whore in church. It is just so hot. It is hotter than Demi Lovato's silverware. Just
Oh.
I like this weather though, because my dick gets to the biggest I'll ever see it all year. It's awesome. I go back to my parents' house just to mow the lawn, just to see it. I'm like, look at that. Jesus. I'll mow the front and the back. I don't give a shit. This is awesome. This is great. I'll go mow like my ex's lawn. She's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I just wanted to mow the lawn. Check it out. It looks awesome, doesn't it? She's like, it's so big and pink. I hate the way she says pink. That's the part that I hate. Why do you gotta emphasize that? And that's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? She's like, you mowed the lawn, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. Mowed the lawn. Yeah. Looks like an airhead you left in the car, huh? Yeah.
Oh,
nice. Stretching way out, just real big, real fun. Got so goddamn hot. I got dumped. Anybody else get dumped? Right? I got dumped right before quarantine, and it was awesome. Thank God. I was so ecstatic. Lockdown with you, we would have killed each other. Thank God. I would have been on first 48. I'd have been fine. But that's not the important part. I was so happy. I got dumped, and then quarantine hit, man, and that was rough, man. No one was coming over. I was getting wine drunk, popping 2 edibles, and doing it left-handed just to feel something new. No one was stopping by. It's COVID. Everyone's all scared, you know? God, COVID was crazy. COVID was nuts. I think God saw your shitty kids licking Bluebell and putting it back in the freezer, and he was like, no, time to thin this shit down. Let's get rid of some of these folks. This is too much. Man, cut the goddamn fat. Honestly, though, if COVID got one person that was going to have the kid that would go on to lick the Bluebell and Tom Thumb and put it back in the freezer, worth it. Yeah. Because that shit's fucking disgusting. And also, I see your kid doing that. I'm beating the living shit out of your kid. I could take the 2 assault charges in 180 days in county. I'll be fine. Right in the fucking throat. I don't care. I graduated high school, and I graduated high school some time ago. I didn't just recently graduate high school. I did recently turn 25. And turning 25 was weird. It was turning 25 was like watering a plant for 25 years and then finding out that it's plastic. And cares that much. Like you're like, oh, I didn't have to care or focus as hard as I was. Kind of morose. I got out of high school, man, and I immediately started selling life insurance. So pack it up, ladies. I know that just wets the panties just like crazy. If that doesn't get you started, man, you're like, I'm gonna right away start selling life insurance. That's what I'm gonna do. Then you wonder why I'm a comedian. So I had scripts. I had all these things. I was selling to like really, really rich people, really rich white people that were boring and stuffy with their money. And I had all these scripts, I had all these videos and notes and shit, and I threw it all away. And just started telling the truth, you know? I was like, hey, look, Herbert, look, you married Kenny back when women didn't know how to do shit or learn anything. She can barely drive. So we got this like 45-year-old MILF that eventually, when you're gone, she's not gonna have any skills, and no one's hiring 40-year-old MILFs. She's just gonna have to start slanging neck for a place to stay.
Oh my God.
She's gonna have to just start throwing ass back. And you have a really expensive lifestyle, so it's probably gonna be an athlete. You know, watch your back. You know, you never know. So what's the maximum policy you'd like to buy? $2 million? $2 million. She's sitting right there, sir. Let's make it 5. I sold a lot more policies when I started telling the truth. That was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
I love being younger. I love being a millennial. And we got any millennials in the house? I think Gretch counts. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gretch,
I
you
think so.
count.
I'm like on the edge.
Turning 26 again, so that's fun.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. I'm
26.
27.
Capping at 26. I love being a shithead millennial, man. I love it because I've worked so many customer service jobs. I've worked with the public. It's total ass whipping, but I love playing that card. Like, I don't know it. What could I know? I'm just a shithead millennial player. I just work here. You call corporate, they got people your age, right? I love it. Just a shithead millennial. Good for nothing, deadbeat, shithead millennial. Until there's a global pandemic and old people need to figure out Zoom, then I'm an asset all of a sudden. Like, you learn Google Drive, don't you, dumb bitch? I love that, man. I love it. I'm like, hey, Martha, you've been on borrowed time since the Christmas party 2018. Keep your head down. That pension ain't.
Oh my God.
Man.
That's a good bit.
So I got dumped, got broken up with, and I was, how come whenever you get dumped, they always want to cut your legs out from under you? They want to hurt you, you know? When you're dating, best case scenario, big dick, great job, blah, blah, blah. It's awesome. But then when you break up, they want to cut you down. I was specking at. I get that one a lot. I was specking at. Every time we did it, I was specking at. I'm like, bitch, you faked it for 10, 15 seconds at a time, all right? I faked it for months.
Oh, bitch.
Oscar, it's your boy JD Poe. You live downtown and I live in Plano and didn't want to drive drunk. Thank you for your service. My name is JD Poe. Thank you so much for having me.
That was great. Great job.
Wow.
Good
I
job,
loved
dude.
it.
All right, we've got one more comedian left. He actually won last week, so let's give it up for the very funny Dominique Thomas.
Already.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. I honestly think that in this day and age, we need to be more careful with how we express ourselves. I feel like a lot of people don't express themselves correctly. I had one of my friends, not all my fellas can speak for me. We enjoy a fat ass, all right? We do. We enjoy a fat ass. Me personally, I enjoy the fat ass because you can hear the clap when you in it. That's what I enjoy. And I was having this conversation with my friend, and one of my friends was like, "Yeah, man, the last girl I was fucking with had the clap."
Oh.
And I'm just like, "Nah, bro, you might want to go see a doctor. Like, we're not talking about the same thing." It's just, dating is what I'm doing right now, and yeah, that's about as fun as it sounds. It's not fun at all, if I could be honest, because women suck. Let me start by saying women ain't shit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I like saying that because if I would have said niggas ain't shit, all the ladies would have clapped and start doing this. I don't even know what this. Every time they do it, they get lower. Like, bitch, where are you going? Fuck are you going? I don't know. Women, they just get so stuck in their ways sometimes. Fellas, if I could give you some advice before you start going on these dates with these ladies so you can save yourself some money, start paying attention to how she greets you, okay? I think that is very important. That'll let you know how to date and how the day is going to go. You meet a nice young lady, she shakes your hand, you should know, okay, I might have a chance with this. She might be a business casual type of lady. I can work with this. You meet a lady, she give you a hug or a kiss, just know you in there and you really can't mess that up. I seen a dude one day, he got a fist bump and an explosion.
Oh.
I just wanted to let him know right now, brother, split the bill. That's as close to them titties as you gonna get. Split the bill. As soon as she exploded that fist bump, still a virgin. That's what you gonna be. You're getting fist bumps out here from grown women. Be careful with your money, because they'll spend your money. They don't care. They will spend all your money with no regard for your pockets or how you working and living. It's really hard. Women don't know nothing. A lot of people y'all been praising women. I'm finna knock them down real quick. Women, y'all don't know much. And the women that do know a lot, they still wrong. Like I got in this one girl car, and I don't know what makes y'all think that all guys are mechanics, but we're not. I got in this girl car, and she said, "Does it sound like my alternator is leaking into my transmission?" I said, "Bitch, it sounds like you know what's wrong with this car." Stupid ass shit like that. You know exactly what's wrong. You telling me. I don't know what that sounds like. You need to cut this money bag yo back up so I can hear that. I don't want to hear your transmission leaking into your alternator. I don't know what that sounds like. It's not my job to come in here and save y'all. I can't do it. I can't. The price of dick compared to the price of pussy is not in the same ballpark. All right? Dick is worth chicken nuggets. And pussy is worth crab leg meals and dinners. It's not the same. We not in the same ballpark. Like we don't even get the same love. Fellas, our sex toys not even the same as women. Women got this little drawer next to their bed where they keep all their little secret stuff at. It's a disgusting drawer. You open that drawer, you might discourage yourself by what you see in there. Don't open that drawer. That is a thick drawer she has. But then they like to talk about you, like they like to talk about me, saying I got too many bottles of lotion next to my bed. I'm a sick fuck. No, fuck you. I get ashy sometimes. That's what it's for. That's exactly what it's for. Women got this one thing, it's called the magic bullet. And fellas, beware of that. That is a very powerful tool. Mm-hmm. And it's so small. It is so small, it looked like a little thing of lip gloss. And you never know what it is. Fellas, our sex toys, disgusting. Pocket pussy, you sick man. You sick man. You have a penis in your pants. And a pussy in your pocket. You are sick man. The LGBTQ committee gonna have to add another letter for sickos like you who walk around with pocket pussies. You see, because women with that magic bullet, if she for some reason take it to the store with her and she drop it in the middle of Kroger's on aisle 5, some dude will walk by and pick it up. Here you go, man. You dropped your lip gloss. What is this, apricot flavor? He'll pick it up, play with it, hand it back to her. Sir, if you drop your pocket pussy on that same aisle 5 of that Kroger, you can never go back to that store again. You are banned from that Kroger, you sicko. Sir, you dropped your pussy? What the It's a tough life for us, fellas. That's why we got to be smart. We got to be ahead of the game. You got to play stuff like that off. As soon as that pocket pussy fall out your pocket, you just got to yell, "Who the hell on aisle 5? Who is it?" And then get out the store. Just get out. Don't even give them time to react. Just get out the store. Save up some more money and go buy you another pocket pussy. And don't take it to Kroger this time, you sick fuck. 'Cause that's exactly what were you planning on doing on aisle 5 at that Kroger with that pocket pussy is the real question. You sicko man. Fucking disgusting. I listen to a lot of rap music. I love trap music. A lot of my favorite rappers are mumble rappers. I love them. One of my favorite rappers is Young Thug. But you gotta watch rappers like Young Thug because they say gay stuff in the songs. And it's not until like the 30th time you done listen to the song for you like, God damn it, that was gay. I can't. Because one thing people do now, they take masculine words and they call them weak things. Like they call guns sticks now. That's so retarded. We got that stick talk for you is what they like to say. And I don't know. That's a weird word to replace gun with stick because stick got too many different meanings to me. I was at a party once, I got threatened, I was talking noise. This one dude, he said, "Hey, nigga, say something else. I got that dirty stick for your ass." I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I shut the fuck up. I didn't. That was a good threat because I didn't know what he was gonna do to me. I didn't know if he was gonna shoot me or rape me with a dirty dildo. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't even want to take that chance. Ooh, niggas, it chips outside. I just left. I just got on out of there. I just gotta start getting out of there. I can't do that. You should just go through and check your music sometime. You'll find yourself having to delete music because it's gay. And nothing against gay, but I don't want to be singing gay stuff knowing it ain't gay. I mean, knowing it's gay. Young Thug said, using the same stick word, I hit that little boy with the stick because he asked for it. I don't know. I don't know if he's shooting little kids or raping little kids.
Ooh, yeah.
But either way, he needs to be behind a jail cell because that's pretty disgusting, Young Thug. Get him out of here. Cancel culture is coming for you, I promise. If I could be honest, I don't like Bruce Jenner. That feels good to say. And I can say that. I can say that because Bruce Jenner does not exist anymore. I can say I don't like Bruce Jenner, you know? I'm just a little mad that Bruce Jenner got an ESPY award. That just tickles me the wrong way because I don't see how somebody could get an award from ESPN for dropping balls. That just that don't make much sense to me. T.O. didn't get into the Hall of Fame for catching balls, but she got an award for dropping balls. I'm a little confused on what ESPN stands for right now because they choose to move in this way. It's pretty lame. I like to smoke weed. I enjoy smoking weed. My grandmama found out I smoke weed. She didn't enjoy it as much as I did because she's a minister. So she let me know right off the rip, boy, you don't know nothing about no weed. I used to smoke weed back in the day. We used to get our weed, break it down, set our sticks and seeds aside, and go roll us some blunts. When we didn't have no money, we go back and smoke the sticks and seeds. I said, God damn, goodness. Like that's a slave life. That's some slave shit right there. Smoking sticks and seeds. I couldn't do that. All my weed smokers know, you ever had somebody roll you a blunt with a stick in it? It got holes in it. You smoking that, it look like you playing an ashy flute. And that is not what I want to do. Hey, y'all, my name Dominique Thomas. If I could leave y'all with one more thing before I do, Real Nigga Fact 101. Don't be out here spending high-end prices on clearance rack pussy. Save your money. Hey,
that's great advice. Good job. All right, that's all the comedians that we have this week. So you guys know I like defining winners and losers. Oh yeah, follow me and subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications. I'm gonna pop up twice a week, Monday and Wednesdays, 8 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on my channel. So anyway, the winner of this week, I'm gonna go with JD. I think he did a really great job.
Yes.
Ditto. Amazing.
Yeah.
Good job.
Love.
Great job, brother.
Please blame it on my white privilege because that's what I want.
I know you got the best of both worlds, white and Latino, and a fat ass. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And single.
You got that big juicy ass, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, stand up. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Yeah, there you go. Do it.
You gotta subscribe to my OnlyFans for that. Yeah.
I want to see it. Is it better than the
George brings up? I like how George brings up getting out of jail like it wasn't March 20th. Man, that's old news by now, man.
Well, some people don't know.
2 months ago, man.
They know now.
Yeah.
He found out your ass was fat.
Yeah. That's around the time. Yeah, he had to get out, man. I had to serve it up, man. He got out.
Hey, we were on quarantine. We needed he did some homeboy shit. He came over.
Yeah, man. Yeah, kept it G.
All right, awesome. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for doing this. We'll be on next week, so I'll see you then.